Hi everyone, I'm Bryony Andrews and I'm here catching up with BPI Chief Operating Officer Tony Parente on a lovely sunny Friday afternoon here in the UK. How are you, Tony? Have you had a good week?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, it's been a great week. Back from Gulf Food last week, which was a very enjoyable but very busy travel as well. As most people, many of us haven't been traveling for a long time, so it was a welcome relief.
Yeah. So was that your first trade show, sort of post-pandemic?
Yes, that was the first trade show post-pandemic, and it was great, and especially to go to Gulf Food, where the weather was a little bit more clement than it was over here at the time. Little did I know that I got back just in time before the winds picked up.
Yeah.
Was it a Eunice, Storm Eunice? But yeah, it was a great week in Dubai, and especially because we made great use of our time in a sense that we pre-arranged our meetings with some of our existing customers and some of those customers that had already expressed an interest, as well as trying to attract some new customers for our business, not only for Dilma Tea, but for the whole portfolio that BPI manages. As a benchmark, we used the Dilma iced tea stand, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful, colourful to see out there. It was very busy with people coming in, new and new customers, old customers, wanting to talk about Dilma Tea and what is new. And then many of them were surprised to find Dilma iced tea as well. And so we had
a bonus.
great conversations in terms of developing new potential business. So for us, it was very much a trip worthwhile after, I suppose, the last couple of years, which has been very difficult. But it was great, fantastic, a great show, lovely, managed very well, and it was good to see some friends, old and new. And obviously enjoy the delights and sights and food of Dubai. So it was great.
So it was generally a good vibe then at the show, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it was good vibe. Very busy. It's a huge show. It's massive. I hadn't actually been to Gulf Food for a number of years now. So it was a welcome return for me, and I had forgotten how much walking you need to do to get from a hall from one end of the events to the other. So yeah, it was very good, and we spent most of our time in the beverages hall. But we did visit around and see what was going on in terms of innovation, particularly in beverages and food and liquids. So it was good to see, and very much a trip worthwhile. I was there with Moshe Cohen, who, as many people know, is the CEO of Beverage Partners International. So between the two of us, we did the very best that we could to speak to some people, but unfortunately we still missed some people because of timings and because of meetings. There's always that frustration. So this week I've actually been trying to catch up with those that I missed, virtually through a Teams meeting and Zoom, and sending them my apology for not being able to meet them. But
that's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Yeah,
it was great. Very good. Yeah.
So on Dilma iced tea, so what can you tell us a bit more about the product and the opportunity it represents for the beverage industry?
Well, Dilma tea, in terms of the hot tea, the packaged tea and tea leaves, is sourced from a single estate in Sri Lanka. So it's handpicked tea, single estate. It is then the tea extract is extracted and vacuum packed within 24 hours. And the reason for that is that, so this is a process that the team, the R&D team at Dilma in Sri Lanka developed over several years. I think it was 5 or 6 years, if not more. It was basically to retain much of the freshness of the tea leaves, and by doing that, also retain a lot of the polyphenol content, which is, as you know, is an antioxidant, and it's one of the key properties and benefits of drinking tea. So the same process of extraction is actually used for the tea leaves that actually make Dilma iced tea. So Dilma iced tea is made from real tea. I mean, that's a fantastic position to be in. It tastes of real tea. there are 6 flavors available, 3 under the black tea banner and 3 under the green tea banner. You know, taste is subjective. Different people like different flavors. There seems to be it's a preference for peach black tea and lemon and lime black tea, but that, I think that's because the iced tea market is used to peach and lemon and lime flavors.
Yeah.
But we've introduced some new flavors like Royal English, rose and French lavender to the range. And it's, as I said, it's a range of six flavors. So there is a taste and a flavor for everyone to engage with. The bottles we actually produce in Malaysia. We actually launched in Singapore in the last couple of months, and we're expanding to several other markets in Southeast Asia, namely places like Malaysia, Indonesia, hopefully South Korea very soon.
Oh, wow.
And we're taking the Dilma iced tea to many markets of Europe and the Middle East, and certainly in the Middle East it was very, very well received, and people were actually astonished at the taste of it, because you know they're used to all the other brands that they're accustomed to in the trade, and it felt very good to hear people say, "Oh, this actually tastes very good.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
tastes like real tea." And because it does, and you know, we're very proud of that. We're very proud to work with the Dilma Tea Company as well, and we're doing the very best we can to take Dilma to as many consumers, distributors around the world. And of course, there's also bottling interest as well, which is, you know, part of the core of what Beverage Partners International do in terms of either bottling brands, products by selling them concentrates, or by finding distributors for the brands that we represent. And yeah, so I think Gulf Food helped a great deal, but the seed was planted, especially through our contacts, our network, through our newsletters. We keep on banging on a lot of the paid social media in LinkedIn, as you're very much well aware. So yeah, we had a great response to Dilma iced tea, but you know, I must also say to the other brands that we represent. So, for example, some of our own trademark brands like Reibu BCAA Energy, Reibu Immunity, the Chow Craft Cola, which again is one of our own trademarks, which extends into fruit flavors as well, and into mixers. So it's quite a substantial range that we offer, and as well as some of the brands that we represent. So brands like Sopro, for example, or Sumo and Compal. You know, it wasn't just about Dilma tea, but we did focus on Dilma predominantly, because there's a great deal of interest in the new kid on the block, basically.
Yeah.
Great tea, great brand, you know,
I
great
think
equity.
across all BPI's brands, I think that idea of craft, whether it's performance drinks or iced tea, that idea of like a craft beverage is so important at the moment. Because I think with iced tea, like a lot of people have in their head is like a really sweet soft drink, whereas Dilma iced tea is not necessarily. It's as much about that authentic Ceylon taste as it is the flavors.
Yeah, it's a great recipe, and of course we can adapt the recipe depending on needs around the world. You know, we obviously we stay below the sugar tax with the current recipes, but there's a great deal of interest in Dilma tea, which has created a huge amount of work. But you know, very happy about that. But at the same time, we're also involved in launches in various other markets, not only of Dilma iced tea, but for local bottling of some of our own trademark brands. So that's keeping us very busy. And the great thing is that now, to most places, we can travel without quarantine.
Yeah,
so at least that's good. Yeah.
All right, well, Tony, I'm going to let you go because I know you're very busy. But thank you so much for that quick catch up, and have a great weekend.
That was great.
And to everyone watching, if you want to find out more about BPI's hub of beverage brands, You can follow us on LinkedIn, or you can visit www.bpi-bev.com.
Lovely. Thank you very much.